All right. Good afternoon, you guys. It's Wednesday afternoon here. It's been a crazy day. Lots of reversals on the charts, lots to go through. So let's hop to it. Some news that you guys are probably aware of. Obviously, Facebook Sheryl Sandberg stepping down as COO. So we'll take a look at Facebook. Facebook actually ended up down about 2.5% today. The Nasdaq actually ended the day pretty red, decently red, and less than 1 point down on the Nasdaq. And of course, it's just been pretty crazy in terms of this reversal trend. Now we know that today is the first day of the QT quantitative tightening, $47.5 billion this month, obviously. So the market's obviously, you're not going to like that. And plus, I've been telling everybody that the market's been overbought for several days now. And so today was a pullback for the bears, but is it going to be a straight line down? We'll see. And that's the questions we have to answer. So let's go ahead and take a look at Q, and then I'll go over tomorrow's watch list. I'll have more clear cut numbers for you guys tomorrow morning once the pre-market sets in. But for now, let's go ahead and take a look at, wow, GME's pumping 132 now. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the Q's daily chart. All right, so far, we got this rising wedge set up. Okay, definitely a pullback from 312. It tried to tap into this EMA 3450, but you're not having a ton of bulls up here. So we pulled back all the way to EMA 21 and bounced from there, and we closed pretty close to that EMA, which is about 304.66. So this is pretty much a good watch tomorrow if we start moving towards that EMA and starts breaking down that 304 area tomorrow, then I would be more comfortable writing the puts that we currently have. I don't want to see, if you are a bear, you don't want to see a retest of this 311 area once again. But I will say once again, the volume is still relatively low considered this run up here. So that's still a pretty big red flag for me. Here in the post hours, we're at 305.84. So the Q is pulling back a little bit, perhaps off the news of Facebook. We'll talk about Amazon in a second as well. As far as the stochastic on a daily, you can see we're starting to top out. The true short signal will be when that red line starts to cross over above the blue line and the blue line starts moving down. So that's really where I see that reversal. So I'm not saying that I don't think we're going to see a straight line down. I think the bulls are going to try to hold on to some level of support like 304, 307 area before the next move down. Now here on the 5-minute chart, I'm not going to use the 5-minute chart. I'll talk about the 2-hour chart. 2-hour chart, pretty sloppy, right? It's kind of all over the place, but we are sort of oversold on the stochastic on the 2-hour chart. So realistically, I could see this pump up to about 308, maybe a 308 resistance some point tomorrow. Maybe it's going to retest the EMA 915 on the 2-hour before another move down. Okay, so this kind of looks like a bear flag at this point on the 2-hour. So we'll have to see what happens tomorrow. So that's the Q. Now, SPY didn't really have a good day either, but once again, held the EMA 21, actually filled the gap, if you guys noticed, to 407. So the gap did fill and bounce. Lower volume than the Qs today, and you're starting to see the stochastic touching the blue and red lines here, start touching and crossing over. That's going to be bad news for SPY, and that's going to be bad news for a lot of tech stocks in SPY, like Apple, etc., and even Tesla. 2-hour chart, we are oversold. So yes, logically speaking, you could probably play some calls tomorrow on a pump. I kind of see this coming back to that EMA 21, 410, 411 area. Now, if it starts breaking through 415 tomorrow, those would be good areas to buy calls. But if it kind of stays stuck in this area, it's just tough to play calls and puts on the side. So one thing to watch for going into tomorrow. Now, Amazon stock split is obviously a big news. That's going to happen on June 3rd, which is Friday, I believe. So here on the chart, it's starting to look ugly. Now, I would assume that also lately, the last couple of days, the run or any dips have been really held well for Amazon. Okay. Looking at the daily chart, you got a gravestone doji setup, got rejected by the 3450 cloud, lower volumes today as well. Not as high as yesterday. You see that high volume yesterday on Amazon, people playing the split. So if this starts to drop tomorrow, watch out. 2337 EMA 21 might be a good mark, about 100 points from where we are right now. So, you do have gaps here, down here, 2313 all the way down to 2305, 2306. You have gaps here to be filled. So if the market has a terrible day tomorrow, expect Amazon and the hype on Amazon to be over with. And that's just might be the catalyst for the bulls. For the bears to really step in for Amazon. Let's take a look at Apple. All right. Apple is on my watch now. Okay. So once again, holding EMA 21 2-hour chart, starting to pull back a little bit. Once again, most stocks are kind of oversold today on the 2-hour chart. So I'm going to say that, we're probably, like I said, if the markets are bad tomorrow, you're going to see this pull back to EMA 21 and these clouds here at 146. The 150 and 151 was a really tough area for Apple, and just got completely rejected and closed under the moving average 200 on the 2-hour chart as well. So this is going to be an interesting watch tomorrow. I will play AMD tomorrow. It's because AMD is on that verge of breaking that 100. Usually on a downtrend, you're going to, or a start of a downtrend, you're going to see bulls step in to create that support. Okay. Not great looking candlesticks for the most part for AMD. Lower volumes once again. The daily stochastic is starting to cross over as well. So wait for a little bit of pump up tomorrow. I would assume probably back to 104 area, 103, 104 area to test. And then the stochastics, or at least the stochastics should tell us, at least on the minute charts, which direction to play. So with that being said, I'm going to pull up my trading view here. Give me 1 second. I'll show you guys what I'm looking at as far as CCI goes and oversold indicators. Okay, so on the 4-hour chart, this is the channel that QQQ is kind of just stuck in. Okay, you can see some level of consolidation, but it actually broke down towards the end of the day. If this starts to come back down here towards this line, you're looking at under 300, and down here, it could be worse than expected of 280s, right? Remember the 280s held here. So if this starts moving down here, then it's going to get a little nasty for the bulls. All right. So we'll see what happens there. Let me go ahead and just kind of hopefully pull up some lines here. So this could be an area of bounce right here, probably 289, and it'll probably jump back up over 300 before making a final descent into the 260 area, which to me should be the bottom of the market. So we're not quite out of the woods. I wouldn't even call this a reversal. I'm just saying that with a lot of the news that's happening, and Biden speaking tomorrow, FOMC is in about a week and a half from now. There's going to be some turbulence ahead. We're just not out of the woods yet. So now you're starting to see the CCI starts dipping from the highs here. So it's starting to look like this. So, excuse me, you do have more room, at least on the 4-hour chart, for the CCI to come back down into oversold territory, okay, which would be right about the 289 area. So it's not going to be a straight line down, but it's going to be some choppiness ahead, a lot of fake outs, etc. Especially we know the MMs are really controlling the market. Now let's go to the SPY 4-hour chart. All right, same thing here. You do have more room on a CCI to come down lower. All right, so it could see under 400 relatively quickly by end of the week. So I do expect, based on the research I've done, I do expect that to happen for SPY, especially when Amazon is looking pretty bad on the daily chart. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at Amazon on the 4-hour if you don't mind. Okay, so top of the channel, getting rejected here at the 2,500 mark. All right, 25.21, dropped 100 points and then reversed here on the 4-hour chart. Lots of room on the CCI. The CCI still suggests that we are overbought. Okay, look at the Harsey candles as well, still overbought territory. So if this starts to come down, boy, I don't know, 2,000, 2,087 before the split. That obviously seems very, very what's the word I'm looking? Whoa, it's dipping right now. It seems like a stretch, but it's doable for Amazon. It can definitely go down 100, 200 points in a single day. So, all right, guys. So I will publish tomorrow's watch list tomorrow morning. We'll take a look at the levels, see how the markets react overnight with all this stuff going on, especially the EESs and the NQs. With that being